Update, US30 update. So, as we was here maybe a couple of hours ago, I was showing that we're still moving into a bullish trend. And as you can see, we still are moving up. Um, what I'm showing now is that we were about to approach a new sensitive key level area of 28.5. And so what we want to do is once we get into this area, once we tap this area, come close to this area, you want to find out what's going to happen. My bias is still a very bullish bias. At the end of this video, I will show you a nice nugget as to why I feel that price is going to go up to 29,750. And that's just why I keep my bias the way it is. So I know a lot of people are saying that it's going to drop, and it is going to drop, of course, because as you can see, the markets never just keep going up or down or sideways. So we're in a bullish market and we will have some type of retracement. You can catch some pips, but most of your moves going to be caught if you take the buy opportunities. We may get some retracement down to the 28,250. This area here has never been really tested as newfound support. So this area has to be tested at some point in time. And let's see, right in here, maybe a level that will come down to the test. But we'll have to wait and see once we get up into the 28.5. You're starting to see a little bit of rejection now. You see a wick forming. Doesn't quite mean anything. It is currently 10:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So there won't be pretty much any movement. I don't think there's really any movement around 11:30. But definitely around 2 o'clock in the morning, there should be some type of movement. That may be the retracement, the London retracement, and with the New York session pushback up into the buy trend. I will be around to see that. But for those of you who have issues with um, plotting out support and resistance and your trend lines and things of that nature, supply and demand zones, I always highly recommend the quarters theory because once it's plotted out on the charts, you don't have to plot it out anymore. And as you can see on the chart itself, that price has been respecting, it does respect the psychological areas. 28,000, you see, respects. It comes back down to 27.75 and then even to 27.5. So you can see that these areas are respected by the market. And these areas can also be used as take profit levels as well. If people are struggling with where to take their take profits or even where to put their stop losses at. So once you get some kind of bullish indication here that you can take this as a buy trend, you can always just put your stop loss a little below the low, and you can take this up into the next quarter's point. This is about 50 pips. So if you want to grab that 50 pips, there you go. So let's go into a little bit of the nugget of why I'm not going to say convinced because the market can do whatever it was, but why my bias and is a bullish bias with a target area of 29,750. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to the daily chart because this is where my main bias is. If you was ever wondering on my 1 hour chart what this red line was, I use the Fibonacci extension or the expansion tool, whatever you want to call it. So we have this huge drop downwards, and then price came up and it made a higher low, and then from that point on it broke the trend and started creating higher lows. It started creating higher highs and higher lows. So if you take your Fibonacci extension and you from the lowest point to its highest point and then back down into the original low point, you're going to get what we see here, the 224 and the 2618. So usually the end of a trend usually is around 224. But as you can see clearly, it has broken that area of 224. And so the next extension is 2618, which has a... you have a text message. Sorry about that. My phone keeps going off all the time. As you can see, the price is 29,601. So that's why that's my target, which is in line with what's going on in the world with, Bush and I'm not Bush, but Trump. I don't even know why I said Bush, but Trump, and his signing the executive order for a vaccine for the plasma, making the markets go up. But that's just the fundamentals of it. Without the fundamentals, technical analysis, this is what my prediction is. Even though we have a 29,601, the quarter point would be 29,750. So we may tap that, may break it a little bit, even if it's a wick. But that's why my prediction is the way it is. And that is my nugget. So I go to the daily time frame. My bias, my trend is done from a higher time frame, from a top-down analysis, from the daily. I don't go further because a week and so forth just takes too much time, too much patience, and we need to we want to make money so we can live. So I take it from the daily perspective, and once we really started getting up here, I just wanted to see the possibilities of where the trend could possibly turn at. So once we came to this initial area here, as you can see, the 224, and we started to come down, I thought there was a possibility that it could be a nice retracement. But once we broke it, and after everything I put together, this area here, 2618 area, um, I'm looking for a nice retracement at this area here. I mean, we definitely can continue up. There's no guarantee that it would have to drop, but up until we get up there, my bias is going to be bullish. So if I come back down to the 1 hour time frame, as you can see, this is the red line here, and that's exactly what we did. We came up, we broke it, and then we came down, and then we broke it again. And so I'm just looking to go into the next one. So hopefully you have a little information, a little nugget of why I have a strong bias for this being a buy trend. Let's take a look at another pair. Let's take a look at EJ. EJ is another pair I like. It runs pretty smooth. We see that we're making lower highs and lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. So we are in a confirmed downtrend. Once this trend line is broken, then I will start thinking that we are now looking for buys. This is my previous lower high, so anything that's below this is still considered as sell for me. I have my Fibonacci from this previous lower high to this lower low for a particular reason. It's an alternate APC method that I use instead of using this one here and this one. And price did come back up into the 50%, as you can see here. I have certain Fibonacci levels shaded out, and some of them a little darker for my own particular reasons and different methods that I trade. But I have a feeling that price is probably going to push back up into this 50% here. And the reason why I say that is because usually at the 50 and the 61.8, there's usually a double tap before the move happens. So it only made one tap here. So I'm looking for price to come back up here to respect this trend line as well, and then to continue to fall down to at least its previous level of support. But really, I'm looking forward to break down even a little bit lower before it actually turns and make that a midweek reversal. So that's what I'm looking at for that one. Let's look at GU. GU is quite interesting. It's come down. You have the big old M, and you're still making lower lows and lower highs. So it's lower low, lower high, and then a lower low. So I'm going to wait and see what we're going to do once we get back up in here. But I don't want to keep this video for too long. Let's go back to US30 and see what's going on. We've seen some rejection here. So we're just going to wait and see what's going on and see what happens. But until next time, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. I will be updating it, and hope you enjoyed it. Talk to you later.